What is this? Why is it shaped like an S? Hello and welcome back to another video on Asia Now. In this video, I'll tell you about 9 foreigners illegally entering Manila Bay, a mail-order bride arrested at the airport, 7 blacklisted Indian men arrested, another 7 people arrested for requesting bribes to hire people in government positions, Philippines' oldest political prisoner released, and Cebu Pacific to buy over 150 planes from Airbus, and much more. Before we get into it, we're very close to 3,000 subscribers. Take a quick second. If you enjoy these videos, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Starting off with the Philippines peso exchange rate. Right now, 1 USD is equivalent to about 58.8. Let me give you the exact number. 58.795. Let's just say 58.8. Better yet, 59. Almost 60 pesos, which means your dollar goes a long way here, although inflation also goes up as well. So let's start with the mail order brides. 3 Filipino women attempting to travel from Cebu to Shanghai were intercepted by the BI officers at Mactan Cebu International Airport on June 28th and 29th. They presented dubious marriage certificates and admitted to paying for fake documents and staged wedding photos. The incidents involved 2 separate cases where the women, aged 24, 25, and 29, were traveling with Chinese men claiming to be their husbands. The BI Commissioner Norman highlighted this as a clear case of mail-order brides facilitated by fixers with previous interceptions occurring at Manila airports. The individuals involved have been handed over to the Interagency Council Against Trafficking for further investigation. Here we go again, this whole trafficking thing once again going on in the Philippines. Cases like this really highlight the fact that this is why sometimes it's very difficult for foreigners to take their fiancés, girlfriends abroad for even like a short trip to Thailand or Vietnam. I mean, personally, when I first heard about this term called offloading, I was a bit annoyed maybe. You could think, oh, why would they not let a Filipino person travel, or where's the free, all this stuff. I had my personal, obviously, uneducated, uninformed opinions about it. But now that I'm kind of covering the news, I'm starting to see a lot more reasons why they're very strict at the airport. So here's another case of 3 women pretending to be married to Chinese men to go abroad. Who knows what could have happened when they went there. Plus, I'm not going to put all the blame on the men. I'm sure the women had a lot to do with it as well. They probably said okay for the money. But yeah, this is probably why this entire strictness is happening at the airport. Next up, on June 28th, the Bureau of Investigation agents arrested 4 Indian men in Barangay Tawi-Tawi who were suspected of being illegal aliens. The Philippines Coast Guard reported monitoring the men aboard a vessel and discovered they had no immigration stamps. A Malaysian man traveling with a Filipino girlfriend was also detained for not presenting his passport. The 4 Indians were found to be blacklisted and attempting to enter the Philippines illegally, while the Malaysian is suspected to be involved in trafficking as well. All 5 individuals were arrested and recommended for charges of illegal entry. The BI Commissioner Norman said and emphasized the importance of coordinating between government agencies in protecting the country's borders. So I don't know where they said 7 people, but it seems like there was 4 Indian men, 1 Malaysian man, and a Filipino woman. So of course, if you can't come through the air because you've been blacklisted, you're gonna try to come through the oceans, right? You're gonna try to come on a vessel, on a boat, somehow sneak into the country. Speaking of sneaking into the country, we have some more Chinese people trying to sneak through Manila Bay. Here are the details on that one. On June 29th, the BI arrested 9 Chinese nationals for violating the conditions of their stay in the Philippines. They were found illegally disembarking from 3 motorboats at the Paranaque Fishport shorelines in Manila Bay. The arrest, coordinated with the armed forces of the Philippines, followed months of surveillance and intelligence gathering. 4 of the individuals had passports and 9G visas sponsored by a local engineering company, while the other 5 were undocumented. The BI suspects they were engaged in illegal work on vessels in Manila Bay. Once again, so it looks like the oceans and the waters are being really a hotbed for illegal migrants, workers, I wouldn't say tourists, but just people trying to come into the Philippines. Not a good sign right now, especially given what's going on with the whole dispute between China and the Philippines and, you know, all that stuff going on. So yeah, let me know what you think so far. That's 2 stories we've covered in boats specifically, and once again through the airports as well. Leave your comments down below. As always, if you take the time to write it, I'll take the time to respond. Let's go on to our next story. Okay, this time it doesn't look to be foreigner. These are some Filipino men in trouble. Here we go. Operatives of the National Bureau of Investigation arrested 7 persons for allegedly recruiting applicants for government positions in exchange for a hefty amount of money. The NBI Director Jamie Santiago said the group, which was apprehended on June 28th, charged from 500,000 to 1 million pesos in exchange for government positions. Okay, so here goes a group of people trying to blackmail, extort, or bribe, I don't know what the proper term is, basically requesting for money to get government positions. Obviously, these people are in high management and positions to be able to influence somebody getting a job or not, but I guess they've been caught right now. Look at here, man. I know a lot of crime goes unsolved or unpunished, but stuff like this is good to bring to the surface so other people in the future can go ahead and maybe not do it, especially considering having a job in the Philippines is a privilege and, you know, difficult to get a job. I know, like, even in like fast food positions, they have a lot of requirements to get a, you know, an actual paying job. So it's really difficult to see stories like this where somebody wants to get a government job and have to pay 500,000 pesos. I don't even have that kind of money, you know. In some positive news, the country's oldest political prisoner has been released from detention on Sunday. 85-year-old Gerardo de la Peña was released from New Bilibid prison on June 30th as announced by the prisoner rights group. Arrested in 2013 at age 75 and convicted of murder, De La Peña's case was complicated by challenges and bureaucratic delays, despite the New People's Army admitting to the crime. He was sentenced to 12 years. De La Peña's sentence was recommended for commutation by the Bureau of Pardons and Parole, but he had already served 12 years and 2 months, including good conduct time allowance. Human rights advocates campaigned for his release due to his declining health. His release highlights issues with the implementation of clemency for elderly prisoners. Wow, imagine serving 12 years even though the Philippines Army admitted to the crimes that this man served time. That's one thing that's always kind of had a place in my heart, I guess. Even watching movies like, I think, The Hurricane, and whenever somebody gets like their freedom taken away and put into a cell for something they never committed, that's heartbreaking because you can never get that time back, right? You can make money, you can make memories, but you can never like retrieve time. And I think that's pretty sad. I know in some countries they give you a chunk of money, I guess, to make up for it in some ways. I wonder if the Philippines has something similar. Anyways, yeah, kind of sad. I don't know what the details are regarding his crime, but according to the article, he didn't even commit it. In some more positive news, elephant riders rescues tourists in deep waters after rafting mishap in Thailand. You know, just recently I was in Thailand and I fed some random elephants on the side of the road. I mean, they weren't so random, they had owners that... Anyways, elephants are pretty cool. And I never like encourage people going to the ones where they're chained up and they beat them and all that. But it's good to know that even to this day, elephants can save lives, so that's kind of cool. And lastly, the Philippines Airlines carrier Cebu Pacific said on Tuesday it will buy 152 Airbus planes worth 24 billion US dollars. That's 1.4 trillion pesos in a deal it described as the largest aircraft order in the country's aviation history. Oh, okay, so that's where my refund money went. Okay, all jokes aside, but yeah, I guess they're buying some Airbuses. I'm glad it's not Boeing. And now time for our segment Yesterday Today, where I read some of the comments from the previous video. I love the fact that you guys are so engaging in these videos. It shows me that there's some value here and you guys are really enjoying these. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the top comments. Yesterday's video was an update on the German guy that was selling empanadas and how Rafi Tulfo paid his overstaying charges, trying to get him an apartment, trying to cure his health. A lot of mixed reactions, but let's take a look at some of the top comments. Someone says, ordinary homeless Filipino loses again. They need to. The one thing that I know for a fact that Rafi Tulfo doesn't only help out foreigners, he does help out a lot of locals as well, but I can see what you're saying because there's a lot of people still struggling in the Philippines. Someone else says you're not allowed to work there with a tourist visa. I'm pretty sure we all know that. I don't think anybody said he's allowed to work there on a tourist visa. I think you're just saying that he shouldn't be working maybe, but that's why he's there to try to get the proper documentation. So maybe if you can elaborate on that a little bit. Someone says, what a bunch of bullshit. Anyone else would be blacklisted. Is this news? He should be on his way back to Germany. That one's got like a whole bunch of likes, so yeah, not everybody's happy about his situation. I highly recommend you check out yesterday's video and dive into the comment section and read that. It makes for some really good laughs and entertainment. I mean, I don't want to laugh at people's struggles, but I'm saying the comments are really, really cool to read. And leave your comments down below for this video. Let me know which of these stories you enjoyed. What do you think? If you take your time to write it, I'll take your time to respond. And if you enjoyed this video, take a quick second, hit the subscribe button. I'm working up to 3,000 subscribers, which is exciting for me. The channel's fairly new. Oh, wait. Before we go, I wanted to point out this weird shaped mangoes I just found. Southeast Asia still amazes me with the type of fruits they have over here. You know, like, what is this? Why is it shaped like an S? I got a whole bunch of these. Crazy, right? And I'm gonna try it for the first time. I cut one up. I was gonna eat this after. I'm curious to see if it tastes any different than the regular shaped mangoes. Why is it an S anyhow? Doesn't really smell like anything. Baby! What is that? Why is it kind of citrusy and almost like fermented? It's not even that ripe. It tastes like alcohol a little bit. Guess I'm getting drunk off mangoes. See you guys next time. Bye.